Alrighty, budgeting, module number 4, simple case study of a college budget. Now, I want to make sure that you have read this article in Canvas. I thought it was very insightful, and we'll be going over it in this module as well. So definitely read it. It takes 2 minutes maximum. So yeah. Okay, I guess we'll move on now. So, from Jessica's story, the example, the college budget reading that I had assigned to you, we can note that Jessica's take-home pay was $500, and that was from her working. Now, remember, she had $1,000 from her parents, and that's because her parents gifted her that money because she was going to pay for housing on campus. She's not on campus anymore, so she saves more money, but her parents continued to pay that even though she wasn't living on campus. So, no surprise here that her total monthly income that she has to mess around with is $1,500. Okay? Now, her expenses aren't listed as fixed and variable expenses. However, what I could find from this was that the only fixed expense Jessica really had was her rent. Everything else was a variable expense. Now, you can make the argument that utilities and internet are part of rent in a sense. They're kind of a fixed expense, they're a pseudo expense. But going back to the definition that a variable expense is something that can be adjusted based on simple lifestyle changes, these would be included as a variable expense. Now, notice the just staggering amount of variable expenses versus rent. Like I said in the last module, this gives her a lot of variability, and she has a lot of power to make small adjustments that have a significant impact on, or multiple small adjustments that have a significant impact on her overall expenses. Okay. And one thing that I can glean from this that I thought was very helpful was, like I said, the amount of variable expenses versus fixed, but also I hope this helped provide some context to a real-world example of a college student. Now, notice that how Jessica talked about at the beginning that she had credit card debt, and she used the mobile app, Mint Mobile. That is all well and good. Like I said earlier in this series, we're not sponsored by Mint Mobile. They happen to be very good budgeting apps that are very powerful and are definitely worth looking into. However, I thought that this case study was quite insightful in the fact that Jessica also pulled from her savings, because she planned ahead. Now, we haven't even talked about saving, and that's why I have a section dedicated solely to saving. But she planned ahead. She took one of those examples of how to have a successful budget. She planned in her social calendar. She knew that she was going to go on this, so she could then adjust her budget so that she would be on top and financially ahead of her peers. Okay, well, that is all we have for this module. Next, we're going to look into budgeting to zero. We're going to talk about saving, and we're going to talk about the 50-30-20 rule. So stay tuned.
My name is Rick Haskell, and I'd like to thank you for watching this installment in the Student Empowerment Series. This series was prepared by students in the Bill and Vieve Gore School of Business as part of our outreach through the Center for Financial Wellness. I'm a finance professor here at the college and director of the Center for Financial Wellness. We've prepared the Student Empowerment Series to assist students in important elements in their life and their progression through the college, part of their Westminster experience, if you will. In this series, we take a look at financing higher education, we look at budget, credit, and savings, and we look at some of the more important elements of adulting. We'd like to invite you to follow us on social media at our Instagram, YouTube, LinkedIn, and Facebook sites. You're welcome to use the QR codes provided or simply go to this site. Thank you.